Assalamualaikum and a very good day. So our lecturer ADS 460, Miss Nur Zulaika binti Zainal, me, Naib Adam from AM 2281C alongside my teammate Khairul Nabil, Dawish Daniel, Muhammad Azim and Muhammad Daniel will be presenting our group project under subject ADS 460, which is Management Principle and Practices. So, the company that we have been chosen to complete our group project is Post Malaysia Berhad. Okay, this is the table of the content of our group project. So for the introductions, Post Malaysia traces its root to early 80s when postal services were first introduced in Strait Settlement of Penang, Singapore and Malacca. In the early of the 18th, postal services were established in the Strait Settlements. Upon the independence of Malaysia in 1957, the Postal Services Department was established as a government agency. In 1976, the Postal Services Department implemented the postcode system, and in 1992, the Postal Services Department was corporatized as Post Malaysia. Besides, in 2001, Post Malaysia was listed in Bursa Malaysia, and in 2007, Post Malaysia was restructured as a government-linked company, which is GLC. Khazanah Nasional Berhad announced the sale of 32.2% stake in Post Malaysia to the Albi Hicom. In 2016, subsidiaries Post Aviations, Post Logistics, and POAS was established. Post Malaysia Integrated Parcel Centre (IPC) in Shah Alam upgraded and increasing processing capacity from 112,000 to 300,000 items a day in 2017. In 2018, Post Malaysia embarked on a transformation journey to establish itself as a dynamic postal, logistic, aviation, financial, and supply chain solution provider with the largest delivery and touchpoint network in Malaysia. In 2019, Post Malaysia made deployment of service automated processing system at 20 Post Laju centers to speed up the processing of parcel and deliveries to customers. They also launched Ask Post, a web-based customer support service with a live chat feature in 2020. Post Malaysia mission is to build and deliver the network of choice, and their vision is connecting Malaysia and beyond for today and tomorrow. I think that's all from me for the introductions. I will be passed our assignment to the next presenter, which is Dawish Daniel. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Naid, for the clear presentation just now. So I will continue our presentation with my topic, which is the company biggest challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic era. So the company's largest difficulty during the COVID-19 pandemic has been lack of human resources. In the early stages of the COVID-19 pandemic, it takes a lengthy time for a person to be fully vaccinated, which takes roughly 1 month for Pfizer and Sinovac and 3 months for AstraZeneca. Vaccination appointments are often tough to come by, initially because the elderly are prioritized. A standard operating procedure (SOP) must be followed even if fully vaccinated, and this, as a result, only half of the staff at Post Malaysia are allowed to work on a rotating basis. This results in a scarcity of human resources. Then, next point, then there's about the employee safety. Even if all of the employees were fully vaccinated, this just inhibits COVID-19 and does not imply that the vaccine is 100% effective. It becomes even riskier when shipments must be delivered in locations where COVID-19 cases are active or in red zone zones. Because parcel delivery requires physical contact, such as when requesting the recipient's signature or items paid by cash on delivery, which is COD, the virus is likely to spread more broadly. It gets worse when employees get home and continue to engage in daily activities with their loved ones without first showering and changing out um, of their work clothing. There is an excessive amount of parcels. So people were unable to leave their homes during the COVID-19 pandemic season due to the Movement Restriction Order (MCO). As a result, they are increasingly purchasing products from internet stores. It leads to a massive amount of parcels at the Post Malaysia Centre, and the number of parcels is growing every day, and Post Malaysia's capacity is quickly filling up. This leads to Post Malaysia waiting longer than necessary to deliver the items, causing customers to express their dissatisfaction with the delay. So I think that's all for the challenges of the company during the COVID-19 pandemic era. So I will pass um, to the next presenter, Mr. Azim. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you to Mr. Darwish. So now I will present about the ethical issue that the company face, which is Post Malaysia. So the first one, safety of the employees and customers. From conducting research and some data collection, there are a lot of ethical issues that this company face. Every company has its own ethical issue, and they have to find a solution to overcome it. The first ethical issue arises amongst the workers in Post Malaysia is the safety of the employees and the customer. In this pandemic era, we all know that viruses are too easy to get on other people through physical contact. However, Post Malaysia has stated that the safety of employees and customers is the top priority for us. They have to find a solution to overcome this problem. For now, we all know that the vaccine acts as a shield to provide protection to us. To talk behalf of, for the workers, employees, safety may be affected even if they have been fully vaccinated because they will engage in physical activity such as exchanging parcel with the customers who may not have been vaccinated. We have already been informed by the government of Malaysia, even if we have been vaccinated, the risk of getting the virus in our body. It's only reduce the risk but not curing the virus. And the customer safety may also be affected even just sitting at home due to have close contact with Post Malaysia employees who went everywhere to deliver the parcel. The second one is safety of the parcel. The second ethical issue that we bring onto the table is the safety of the parcel. This issue occur not only in the pandemic crisis. The parcel safety issue will always be one of the hot topics in the social media if the courier does not solve the problem. As we can see on Twitter, almost every day people rant about their stuff being broken or missing when the parcel gets onto their hand. In Malaysia, we have actively used the courier service because Malaysia people love to get stuff or do shopping through online method. Due to a pile of parcel that exceeded the Post Malaysia load, the safety of the customers' parcel began to be questioned by the customers. This is because the pile of parcels seem to overlap with each other and some are thrown by the employees through the process of arranging parcel. This thing happens frequently, even when the customer have stuck the fragile sticker to alert the worker that the things inside the parcel are fragile. This problem is not solved yet. It can cause damage to the valuable item contained in the parcel. This could lead to more serious problem to Post Malaysia, which could be sued by their customer for not taking a good care of the customer goods. The third one is employee salary. The third ethical issue occurs in Post Malaysia is employee salary. This issue does not happen only in this company. Most of the companies are facing the same problem. Their employee salary is quite big issue in this era since average salary rate of Malaysian is low and the living costs are rising year by year. And this causes a big impact on the employees since they have family and need to pay their commitment monthly. Due to the pile of package that exceeded the load of Post Malaysia, employees had to work overtime and harder, and even in some busy part in Malaysia, such as Selangor, they had to work up until late night sorting the parcel, but the salary is given and not commensurate with the energy expended by the employees. This causes the employees to lose motivation to continue working, decide to go on strike, which could tarnish the image of Post Malaysia. So that's all for me. I will pass the presentation to Mr. Daniel.
Thank you, Mr. Azim, for the excellent presentation. So now I will present about the effort taken by the leadership in the organization to deal with the challenge that arise. Okay, for the first step is prioritizing the 3W. The expiration of the Movement Control Order (MCO) period do not mean that we've been free of COVID-19 infection because the virus is already in our community. Because of that, the leadership of Post Malaysia always remind their staff to change their working routine with practicing the 3W, which is wash, wear, and warn. For washing, the staff of the Post Malaysia must always wash their hand by using the soap and hand sanitizer. It was because COVID-19 was easily to spread by the physical contact to each other. So, by washing our hands frequently, we can at least prevent the virus from spreading to each other so easily. The second W is wear. During the COVID-19 pandemic, face mask is the important thing to us, especially when we wanted to go to a place that is outside from our home. It was because COVID-19 also can easily spread to each other by the air droplets. For example, a positive COVID-19 patient can spread the COVID-19 to others when he was sneezing. So, if we wear a mask, especially the three-layer mask, we can prevent the virus from spreading through the air droplet. The leadership of Post Malaysia take a wise action to make sure that all of the staff were always wearing a face mask. They also imposed a fine to who did not wear a mask during their working time. And the last W is warning. The leadership of Post Malaysia always remind and advise by giving their employees some warning to always follow the physical distances at least 1 meter to each other. It was because COVID-19 cannot spread easily if physical distances was always practiced by all the employees of Post Malaysia. Post Malaysia leadership also encouraged their employees to avoid the 3C, which is crowded, confined, and closed. By avoiding the crowded, confined, and closed place, the probability to COVID-19 case occur at Post Malaysia will decrease, and it will make sure that Post Malaysia can operate as usual. The leadership of Post Malaysia also was very concerned about their employees and will make sure that they are getting their vaccine appointment and has been fully vaccinated. For the second one is put a fragile warning sticker and bubble wrap on each parcel. To ensure the safety of the parcel, Post Malaysia leadership always argue the seller to wrap the item in parcel with bubble wrap and not just with regular box only. Post Malaysia also can reject any parcel from the seller that will only work with just a regular box. Besides this, by placing white polystyrene foam and fragile sticker on packages that contain fragile items such as glasses as well as electronic device, also can ensure the safety of the parcel. It was because the bubble wrap and polystyrene foam can easily absorb the strong shock during the delivery process. By putting the fragile sticker on the parcel that contain fragile product, it will give the Post Malaysia employees an impression that the parcel must be handled with extra care. It was because Post Malaysia will impose fine on their employees that was found to have a damage on customer package because of this, safety of parcel can be ensured. And the last one is salary by parcel. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Post Malaysia is one of the organization that facing many problems, losses and profit at the same time. It was because during the pandemic, many people preferred to buy online product at online websites such as Shopee and Lazada. This may lead to a large pile in the center of Post Malaysia, and the count of the parcel increasing day by day and has exceeded the capacity of Post Malaysia. Due to a lot of complaint by the customer to Post Malaysia about the delaying delivery process, Post Malaysia employees has to work overtime to deliver the parcel. To prevent the oppression towards the employees, the leadership of Post Malaysia took an initiative to count their employees' salaries by parcel that they have delivered. So the salary rate was calculated based on the number of the parcel was sent. For example, one parcel sent is equivalent to RM 1 ringgit and 50 cent. So if 2,000 parcel was successfully delivered, the salary is equivalent to 3,000 ringgit. Besides this, employer who was working overtime also given a monthly bonus. This initiative will encourage the employees to work much harder than before. I think that is all for me. I will give a chance for the next presentation, which is Karen Nabil. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Daniel, for the long and good presentation. So now I will present about companies' corporate social responsibility and its impacts towards society. So for the first, Post Malaysia is the main platform for the process of sending and receiving parcels in Malaysian society. So as you know, Post Malaysia is one of the main platforms that incur the process of receiving and sending parcels all over the Malaysia. This organization has started since the 80s. It also had been founded on January 1st, 1992. Majority from Malaysians still using this organization until this day. For example, this organization is one on delivering parcels from another country. In this new era, there are many platforms that people can use to buy anything that they want, such as Shopee and Lazada. According to the review and resources that we found, they said that this organization provides good services. The parcels that they buy arrived at their doorstep were in good condition. They also said that this organization have fast delivery system, but as you know, now Malaysia was in crisis of virus COVID-19, so there were many challenges that need to be solved. They need they need to sanitize all the customers' parcel before they deliver it. Post Malaysia can solve this problem by improving their website application where the customer can insert all the information of their parcels and their home addresses. The customers can set a specific place and date to take their parcels safely and easily. They also can extend the estimation time for the parcels to be delivered to avoid any cancellation. So for the second one, Post Malaysia also can do campaign on using their services through online due to the pandemic COVID-19. As example, they can use any platform such as Google Meet, Webex, or Microsoft Teams. By doing this campaign, people can join it anywhere that they want because they don't need to go to the places that were crowded with people. This also can decrease any chances of spreading the virus COVID-19. The effect, the number of cases in Malaysia can be decreased and controlled by the government. So for the last one, Post Malaysia also must play their role to the best of their ability and be responsible for whatever happens to the customer's parcel. By doing this, they will gain all the customer trust and they can maintain their yearly performance with good reviews. If one of their employees made a mistake, it will give a chance for to any rival for Post Malaysia Berhad to give a better services and the customer will leave the bad reviews and it will be seen by other customers. The effects from that can make post-Malaysia popularity decrease and may be forgotten by all Malaysians. So that's all from me. So I will pass it to Mr. Naik Madam for the conclusion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to my teammate Nabil. Okay, to conclude our group project for the conclusion part. As a conclusion, the Post Malaysia Group is a dynamic postal, logistic, aviation, financial, and supply chain solution provider with the largest delivery and touchpoint network in Malaysia. They offering an extensive retail network experience through its core business segment. Day by day, Post Malaysia try its best to be one of the best delivery platform in Malaysia because the motto is the best never rests. Therefore, the community must support all the effort made by Post Malaysia by using their services more often and suggest ideas to help Post Malaysia to be better than before. So I think that's all from me and my teammate. Thank you.